You know that feeling when a story gets its hooks in you so deep that you feel like you can't escape? Well, today we're diving into Mohini, a story that does exactly that, but on a whole other level. We're going to break down how this incredibly chilling tale creates a perfect, terrifying loop that traps its characters and, honestly, us along with them.
So the whole thing kicks off with our narrator moving his family to a new farmhouse, and he describes it with a line that should give anyone chills. If help is needed, it won't be found. I mean, talk about foreshadowing. It's this beautiful, scenic place, but it's totally cut off from everything. It's the perfect recipe for a nightmare.
All right, so the story gets going with what looks like a classic act of heroism. Our main guy, the narrator, sees himself as the good guy, the rescuer. But as we're about to find out, first impressions in this story aren't just wrong, they're deadly.
Okay, so let's set the scene because this is so important. You've got all the classic ingredients for horror. There's the isolated house, check. A super creepy, dense forest where sunlight can barely get through, check. And the real kicker? A hidden cellar. I mean, come on, a secret cellar? You just know nothing good is going to happen down there.
All right, so here's how it all goes down. Our narrator's out in the woods hunting. Then, boom, a storm rolls in, everything's chaotic and dark, and that's when he sees it. A guy with an axe about to strike a woman. From where he's standing, it's a no-brainer, right? He sees a villain and a victim. So he does what he thinks is right. He shoots the man. In his mind, he's just saved her. He's the hero.
So, the bad guy is gone, and our hero brings the mysterious woman he just saved back home. And this, right here, is where the story takes a hard turn. We go from a pretty straightforward rescue to something much, much creepier. This is Mohini.
And that's the big question, isn't it? Who is this woman? Think about it. He's brought a total stranger, someone who hasn't said a single word, into his house, into his life. She's beautiful for sure, but she's a complete and total mystery. And the red flags? Oh man, they start popping up immediately. First off, she doesn't talk. Ever. She won't eat anything he gives her. She only ever wears this black sari, and her only expression is this slight, kind of unnerving smile. Her presence is so magnetic that he becomes completely obsessed. So obsessed that his wife literally packs up their kid and leaves him. But he just doesn't see it. And if you want to know just how far gone he is, get this. He says, in front of her intoxicating body, this wine seemed bland. Wow. He's so captivated by her that nothing else matters. She's become his addiction. He is completely 100% under her spell. So for 2 weeks, he's living in this weird, obsessive fantasy world with Mohini. But you know that can't last. Reality is about to come crashing down. And remember that secret cellar we talked about? Yeah, it's time to see what's really been going on down there. And here's the first crack in his perfect little world. Some local villagers show up at his door, and they are frantic. Their children have started to disappear. And just like that, you realize his little isolated paradise is connected to something truly dark. So later that night, after the villagers have gone, the silence in the house gets broken. He hears something. A noise that just doesn't belong. He pretty quickly figures out where it's coming from. And yep, you guessed it, the cellar. The one place he's been totally ignoring this whole time. As he gets closer to the cellar door, it's not just the sound anymore. He starts to smell something absolutely awful and sickening. And then the sound becomes sickeningly clear. It's chewing, that wet, rhythmic, horrible sound. It's something you never, ever want to hear coming from inside your own house. He rips open the door, and there she is. The illusion is completely shattered. He finds Mohini covered in blood, devouring one of the missing children. His entire fantasy just explodes into the worst nightmare you can possibly imagine. His brain just can't process it. I mean, who could? When he kind of comes to his senses, his first thought is denial. It had to be a dream, right? A terrible nightmare. It's just too monstrous to be real. But he has to know. He forces himself to go back down there to look again. And what he finds confirms it all. It wasn't a dream. And worse, on the floor are 2 small skeletons. This wasn't the first time. Not even close. Okay, so this is it. The final terrifying part of the story.
The spell is broken, the obsession is gone, and all that's left is pure horror. He knows what he has to do. He has to stop her. But here's the absolute genius of the story. In trying to end the nightmare, he accidentally resets the whole trap.
He grabs an axe, sound familiar? And he drags Mohini back into the forest. He forces her to her knees just as another storm starts brewing. Her hair falls over her face, and suddenly, it's the exact same scene from the beginning of the story, just in reverse. He hears a voice yell, "Stop or I'll shoot." He ignores it, and a gunshot rings out. He's been shot. And here it is, laid out plain and simple. This is what makes the story so brilliant. The beginning is the end. The narrator started as the hero, saving the damsel in distress from the villain. And now, he's the villain with the axe, being shot by a new hero. The loop is closed. And the absolute worst parts? The final, horrifying gut punch? He's lying there on the forest floor, dying, and he can't say a word. He's totally helpless. He can only watch as this new guy helps Mohini up, and she gives him that exact same little smile. The trap has been sprung again. The cycle is starting over. So that leaves us with this final, chilling question. This new man, he's convinced he's a hero, just like our narrator was, but who's the real monster here? Is it just Mohini, or is the monster the cycle itself? This perfect, unbreakable trap that preys on good intentions, turning saviors into villains over and over and over again.